Hi, right, I'm Ed Collins, Project Manager at Lola Composites. I'm halfway to my dream job really, I suppose. It was always my boyhood dream to be a Formula One designer, Formula One engineer, but the more I work where I am and the more I sort of meet other people in the industry, perhaps the less less appealing that is. But where I am, I'm very happy to be because of the fact that it's a smaller company. I can learn so much more and get involved in so many more bits of the design of a racing car and the manufacture of a racing car. Whereas I think in F1 I might become quite specialised and it's perhaps not so inspiring. I do have an engineering background, I suppose you'd see. I do feel like it's my natural vocation, if you like. My granddad was a chief draftsman, so he was in charge of about 140 draftsmen in a company who made sort of products for the nuclear industry, I suppose you'd say. So he was a keen engineer and he worked his way up through worked for one company all his life, and so he was always engineering. I suppose that inspired me when I was young, without knowing it. I've got an older brother who's also a sort of a project engineer working in Bristol, so there's certainly engineers in my family. Yeah, my dad is also, as well as building, he's now an architect effectively, so he designs and builds his own buildings, so that's kind of engineering, but with civil engineer, I suppose you could say. I suppose, again, you might consider me unusual in that I sort of set my heart on something and I've pursued it. But when choosing my subjects to study for A levels, that was a sort of point in my life where I suppose I decided I want to be a racing car designer or a racing car engineer. I chose to go and study a degree in motorsport engineering at Brunel University. So I've been there. It was 3 years of education, but I did a 4-year course which included 1 year of work, and my year of work was here at Lola. I honestly can't stress enough how important, looking back, I feel that my year in industry was. I was sort of aware of that when I took on the degree, and I deliberately chose to go to university that sort of almost specialises in that kind of a degree that includes the year in the industry, because I knew there that getting a good job for those 12 months would be key to my career for the rest of my life. So I still feel that now. My 12 months, I sent 50 letters to companies to get the job that I got. Yeah, when I approached the end of my degree, a few months before my exams, I started speaking with Lola again about my return, because I knew that Lola was somewhere I could learn a huge amount still. I learned a lot during my first 12 months, but I felt that there was a lot more there, that it was a very good place for me to be. So I did pursue, and I had to keep pursuing the possibility of coming back, because there was really no vacancy for me to come into. So I had to they had to find a vacancy for me to come back to, I suppose. So it was a bit of a challenge, but by the time I was doing my exams, I did know that I had a job, and I actually started on the Monday following my last exam on the Friday the week before. So I was back before I knew my results even. So. When asked whether I was inspired by any individual, I can't really focus on a particular individual or individuals who did inspire me really. There's many famous racing car designers and racing car engineers out there that I could have idolised, but I always felt that they were just simply normal human beings that worked very hard to get to their position, as opposed to being some sort of superhuman that in a position that was unachievable. So I always felt that with the same enthusiasm and by applying the same hard work that I could be there too. So.